Hi everyone, welcome back to the second part of the video. So first we read about the soil characteristics. Soil characteristics had composition, the soil investigation which are required before selecting the soil, and productivity and quality of the overlying water is influenced by the soil, formation of dikes, maintenance of required water level is also affected by the soil quality. Gravelly and sandy soil have poor water retaining capacity and a high rate of seepage, making the soil unsuitable for fish farm. Soil of fish farm must have the ability to hold water. Sandy, clayey, loamy soil is considered best for a fish farm. Soil for sites selected in coastal areas are usually alluvial soil with varying masses of roots of mangroves. Texture and porosity of the soil: clay, silt, sand, stones and gravel have different textures and different diameters of their particles. Clay feels smooth, sticky and plastic when moist, forms a hard clog when dry. Silt feels smooth and powdery, not plastic and sticky when moist. Sand is individual particles, feels rough, not sticky and dry. Stones and gravels are above 2.0 in diameter, so they are rough and dry. The second part is the soil fertility, which is important in soil characteristics. Soil fertility affects the health of the fishes and the growth of the fishes. Fish production is low in ponds in agriculturally poor soils. Mineralization of organic matter takes place rapidly, that means the pond is good for fishes. If nitrogen is less than 25 mg, the fish production is low. Phosphorus is also important. If P2O5 is less than 30 parts per million, then the pond quality is poor. Potassium is also important. Organic carbon content is also important. 1.5 to 2.5 is the optimal organic carbon content. The calcium content ratio is also important. So if we get a question about what are the soil characteristics which are important in a fish farm, fish pond, we can write the soil particles, soil fertility, soil pH. Soil fertility, we can shorten this part. We can write that if the fish production is low in ponds, if the soil is poor. Nitrogen also affects the soil fertility. Potassium is also important. Phosphorus is also important. Organic carbon content is important. Calcium content is also important. Soil pH, the third part. Soil pH is also important. It influences the inorganic transformations, both highly acidic or highly basic. These conditions are highly undesirable for the soil. Moderately average pH is 7.5 to 8.5. It is an average pH for a good quality soil. Now the water resources. The regular supply of a farm site is required in water resources. The water resources can be the perennial resources which are the best suited for a fish farm. Water resources can be spring fed, river fed, borewell fed, rainwater or water course, the barrage ponds or the link ponds. These are linked to the bigger ponds, and the fish farm is linked through a tunnel or linked through a canal or a link. Water quantity. So water quantity is the most important criteria because water quantity should be maintained. Unrestricted and regular supply of good quality water should be there. For raceway farms, adequate water supply is required. The main consideration is availability of adequate water supply. For the coastal pond farms, generally planned in tidal and intertidal mud flats in the protected area. Tidal flow is the main factor in this type of pond farm. So if there is a coastal pond farm, the tidal flow will decide the flow of the water. So they are planned in the tidal and the intertidal mud flats. So tides will decide the flow of water. Quality in terms of physiochemical and biological characteristics, quality of water offer most important conditions. So water quality is the important conditions. First we will read the physical factors. Physical factors includes temperature, turbidity, light and transparency. Temperature will decide the turbidity, and turbidity will depend upon the light and transparency. If the water is turbid, the light and transparency is directly related to it. So temperature depends on climate, sunlight and depth. High temperature range in tropics responsible for high growth in fishes. Biochemical activity increases, therefore high nutrient content at the bottom of the pond. Cold water fishes require temperature regulation in the fish farm. So 0 degree to 20 degree Celsius. Dissolved oxygen also depends on the temperature. If the water is cold, dissolved oxygen is higher. Turbidity are the suspended particles of slate and clay, affects productivity and fish life. Low level of light reduces primary production, therefore it affects secondary production. Clayey bottoms, if the bottom of the pond is clayey, then the turbidity is increased. Rocky bottoms will decrease the turbidity. Turbidity increases in rainy season. Gills may be injured if turbidity is more, because particles will enter in the gills and they will be affected. Oxygen levels tend to decrease in increased turbidity, because if the water is turbid, oxygen levels will decrease. Light and transparency. Light penetration is directly dependent on SPM, suspended particulate matter. Geographical location of fish farms also play an important role. Photoperiod is important for growth and development of the fish. So important and adequate amount of light is important for the fish. If some fishes require sunlight, proper sunlight, some don't require that much sunlight, deep water fishes. So diurnal and nocturnal species should be differentiated and feeding habits should be properly monitored. So we need to monitor the feeding habits of the nocturnal and diurnal fishes. The chemical factors includes pH, hardness of water, carbon dioxide level, dissolved oxygen and other nutrients, and trace elements. The chemical factors depend on the soil quality, it also depends on the water quality, it also depends on the temperature, it also depends on the oxygen levels. So if the pH water is acidic, fishes can have adverse effect like reduction in appetite, growth and tolerance. Fishes become prone to attacks of parasite if the pH levels are not adequate. Heavy metal toxicity also increases. Hardness of water leads to low growth and decreased levels, which can have the same effects: reduction in appetite, attack of parasite, heavy metal toxicity, and addition of lime is required to maintain the hardness of water. Carbon dioxide level plays an important role in determining the pH, total alkalinity and hardness through formation of carbonates, bicarbonates, carbonic acid, etc. High levels of carbon dioxide can hamper the sexual courtship and lead to poor spawning results. So if the carbon dioxide levels are high, so fishes will not spawn. Further increase in carbon dioxide can increase fish mortality in carp and hatchery operations. Dissolved oxygen is the most important factor. Dissolved oxygen is less, animals will succumb to stress and become vulnerable to diseases. Fish ponds must possess dissolved oxygen above 5 ppm. This is a major point, 5 ppm, we can memorize it. Increased in dissolved oxygen can lead to supersaturation and lead to bubble disease. This is also a major point. Two major points we can memorize: 5 ppm and the bubble disease. Other nutrients are phosphorus, nitrogen, calcium, sulfur and silica. Some are the trace elements. magnesium, copper, zinc, cobalt, etc.